Hold up, don't scroll. This information is very important to you. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know that I am one of the most inconsistent person ever to live on this planet Earth. I have no excuse for not posting consistently. I don't even want to give excuses. But anyways, I'm not even going to be promising anything like, hey, I'll be posting regularly. No, that's not what I am going to do. This video is for serious business. I want to talk about serious business that will help us all. So don't scroll. Do not scroll past this video. You scroll, you lose. This is premium information because we need to be looking out for ourselves. Anyways, let me just get right into the video. First of all, I'll be starting this video with a story time. I almost got kidnapped, yo. In broad daylight, not even at night. In the morning, in broad daylight. Things are happening, especially in Nigeria. I know a lot of things are happening in other places, but things are really happening. All these people are not even scared of like taking somebody's child in broad daylight. Anyway, let me just get right into the story. So I was coming back from work because I do a night shift sometimes. I was coming back from work. So I entered a cab, the first cab I entered from my work area to a certain location. And when I got down, what am I saying? A certain location. I entered a cab from Ose to Lube. And when I got to Lube, I was supposed to enter another cab to my location. I don't think I should say where I live. Should I say where I live? It doesn't matter. I was supposed to enter another cab from Lube to Kuji. So as I was about to cross the road, I just saw a car doing a sign. Like you know how if you live in Abuja, you know how they normally do all those sign um for certain areas you want to go to. So he was doing a sign for my area. And as I was crossing the road to go and enter the car, I stopped the car. As I was crossing the road to go and enter the car, I looked at the back window and I saw that it was tinted. And my mind was like, this guy is tinted. So when I crossed over to the other side of the car and the glass wasn't even looking so tinted anymore. So I entered and I was even happy, like, okay, thank God though I got car on time because early in the morning it's hard for you to get car to my area at that point in time. So I entered the car. It didn't even take up to 1 minute. We didn't even go far. Okay, first of all, when I entered the car, it was me, a lady beside me, and then um a man at her side. Then one person in the front, then the driver. So when we didn't even move like for 1 minute, the man beside the lady said he has gotten to his destination and that he wanted to come down. He was like, driver is okay, oh, it's okay here. The driver was not like the driver stopped. He parked, he stopped. Then the man paid, gave him 500 naira and told the driver to open the boot. The driver was not like open the boot for what? He was like his load is in the boot and like that was when I turned because initially when I entered the car, I didn't even like get to look at everybody. And I always used to have this nonchalant attitude when entering a car. Like I don't take a look at everybody or I just enter. And then it's morning. I get really tired after doing a night shift. Sometimes I even sleep. But that day, I was just eating biscuit like a mad person inside the car. But when the man was like he wants to pick his bag from the boot, that's when I turned. The driver like which bag? That he has been asking who has this bag, who has this bag. Nobody talked. That's when I started like paying attention. And the man was not like, oh, that is his bag. He didn't know that he was talking to him. And like, the driver was angry all of a sudden that why didn't the man talk? That he has dropped the bag somewhere. That the man should take his money and go down and go and look for where the bag was. Then the guy, the man at the front was not like, driver, it has not reached like that now. Then the man that wanted to drop now said, um, that driver, sorry, he did not know he was talking to him at that point, and that the driver should come, that he was going to settle him. The driver was like, settle me what? Well, that what do you mean? That so if he went to checkpoint, like police checkpoint, and they said he should open his boot, that what will he say? That kind of thing. And like, wanted to even slap the man from the front. And the man at the front was, driver, it has not reached like that, that kind of thing. He was not like, what do you mean it has not reached like that? Somebody carried a carton of money inside Ghana must go. And he has been asking who has it. No, but immediately I heard that. Immediately I heard that. That's when I knew that yes, they are the ones. I came down. Thank God I was sitting close to the door. I opened the door ASAP and came down. Meanwhile, before that, like when we just heard like about the money, the girl beside me, I think she said, open the door or something. And then I opened the door and I thought she was coming down with me. I said, oh, immediately I got down before I could even turn back and look. The car had zoomed off. Like it was as if the car was never there. The car has zoomed off. And like the girl didn't come down. The man that wanted to come down initially did not come down. Nobody came down from the car, and that's how the car zoomed off. Now you guys might think I am overreacting, but let me now tell you what these people do. Thankfully, I've heard stories about how these people talk about, like, this is their tactics. This is what they do. They start talking about how a huge amount of money is in the boot together. First of all, the driver will start by, who get that plenty money where they the boot. I know say na your own. All those kind of- that was how someone told me a story about it. Like they start talking about who get that money where they the boot, this one, that one, that one, that one. And once you just start putting your input, or once you start replying or talking about it, then that's where they've caught you. That's where they've caught. And I don't know which spirit or jazz that they use. I don't know what they normally use. But that's how they normally catch people. And sometimes if you're coming down from the car, they snatch your bag from you and zoom off. But that day, I don't know, I was just lucky. I was just covered by the blood of Jesus because there's nothing that would have, I don't think there's anything that would have saved me. I don't even know because normally I'm so nonchalant in the car. Like I'm like, once you people, I normally have this attitude of once you people finish your drama, you people should just take me to my location. That's kind of attitude that like I normally have. And funny enough, when I was way, way, way younger, I've had a situation with money again, like this kind of money issue where I was duped. Like I literally went to my mom's bag, carried her money, and gave these people. So this has been happening, but because of then when I was younger, I didn't even know things like this happen because there was no awareness because people don't talk about these things. And another thing I want to even encourage is like if something happens to you, please try and share your story. Share your story with people so that they can learn from it. Okay, if I didn't hear that story of how they start talking about money in the boots, huge sum of money in the car, in a carton, and like that's how they used to start. If I didn't hear that story, like my colleagues at work were talking about it, so everybody was just bringing in their own input and their own experiences that they've had. If I had not heard about that story, maybe I would have still had that my nonchalant attitude inside that car. But immediately I heard about money in the boot, carton of money, huge sum of money. I just came down, like my brain, my instinct. I just opened the door and came down. I'm like, if you see this, if you looked at the man that okay supposedly had that huge amount of money in the car, he doesn't even look like he was even behaving like he was not normal. He doesn't even look like somebody that would hold that kind of money. Do you get? So those are the kind of things that they do. Those are the kind of things that they do to get young girls, young men. I don't know if I feel young ladies fall more victim to this than the men. But I know that men also guys, young guys also fall victims to this. Now I just want to share further things that you should look out for when entering a car, when entering any form of transport. Not everybody that can afford to have a car, and like you need to get by public transport. So I'm not going to like tell you to stop entering public transport. I can't even tell you to stop that unless you have money to get your car. Things, one of the clues, one of the things like you need to even start doing is number one, stop entering car like along the road. If there's any legit park around you or any legit park that you know that a lot of people use, that they have all this union or something, please just, I know sometimes those park are way more expensive than the roadside. Oh, please just save yourself by just going to the park. Go to the park and enter your car gingerly and go home safely. I know that things that really hard, and like in those parks their prices are way more expensive than when you stand by the roadside to look for car. Even though you want to enter um cars by the roadside, even though you don't want to go to the park because it might be stressful, or I don't know, whatever your reason might be, even though you don't want to go to the park, please look out. Like, don't just enter any car. Don't just enter any car. Like, things you need to look out for is number one, is the car tinted? All this a driver looking for passenger has no business with tinting his car windows. There's no in short, all those cars, all those green cars, all those embelembe ordinary president radio station cars, all those embelembe cars, those green and white cars, those are the ones that you should enter. Those are the ones you should, those are the legit taxis, the legit public transport. Or even if it's not those types, if you just see a public transport, they are like, they are like all these golf, you get, they're like all these golf cars. So they're either like black, blue, green. You know their colors, you know them. My people living in Abuja, you know them. So those are the kind of cars you need to enter. Those are the kind of cars you need to enter. Those are the kind of cars you need to enter, or for your own safety. And even those kind of cars, even those ones, you still need to be cautious, because I think some of them too still liars with all these bad people just to kidnap people. Because even though you're saying, okay, you want to enter this kind of car, you also need to be watchful. First of all, you need to check if the all the handles in the door are working, if all the handles are good. Most of all these cars, their handles are not good at all. They are not good at all. Sometimes the driver has to come down, go round, and now open the car door for you. And like, that's risky, because if something happens and you want to save yourself, you can't. So you need to be watchful of those kind of cars. But like, if you enter that kind of car in a park, okay, that's fine. I think that's safer than entering that kind of car along the road. Please, sister, please don't even try it. Don't even try it. Another thing you need to watch out for is, make sure you check the window, if it's winding down, or like if it can go up and down. Check the windows properly. Check the windows properly. Like, I'm hitting on this thing because I've heard a lot of stories. I just recently listened to one voice note of how they kidnapped this girl. Like, they kidnapped this girl, and what saved her was because of she was on her period. I think they don't use people that they were on down on their period or something. I think that was what saved her. That's why they didn't cut her body into pieces. They had already dissected her and like draw lines of her body part that they would cut. But because of she was on her period, they now had to call her father or something to bring money and blah 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 blah, stuff like that. Please, just if you're entering the car, just be careful. First of all, don't enter car the roadside. Go to the park and enter car. Please, go to the park and enter legit park. So not just anyhow parks. Legit parks. Number two, check all the door handles. Check all the door handles. You need to check all the door handles. Ah, God, I'm repeating my words too much because number three, you need to make sure the windows are working well. You need to make sure the button or the winding down, whatever it is working well. It can wind up and it can wind down. Number four, I think another thing we need to avoid is sleeping inside the car. I, for one, I always fall a victim. Like, once I just enter the car, once I just enter in the car, especially if I'm traveling anywhere I'm going, once I just enter the car and I'm relaxed, this spirit of sleep will just envelop me. It will just like cover. I'll just start sleeping, or I start watching movie. From there, I start sleeping. Please, please, oh, especially maybe if where you're going is not far. Don't sleep inside the car. Nobody will come and wake you. Nobody will look out for you because everybody have their own bad intentions in their mind. They are not writing I am a bad person on the forehead, or I want to do something bad to you, I want to kidnap. They are not writing it on the forehead. I know some people, like, once they look into their car, their spirit, and I feel everybody's spirits like talk to them. Like, there's that inner voice that just tells you, okay, your spirit doesn't gel with this. Like, your spirit doesn't gel with this group of people. Your spirit doesn't like. I don't feel like I should enter this car, but sometimes we just silence that voice. We just silence that thing that speaks to us, that tells us, that spirit, that our spirit that tells us, "Kai, I'm not gelling with this." We just ignore it sometimes. So please, also need to listen to our spirit. Also need to listen when um we also need to listen when we hear that voice that says, don't do this. We also need to really listen. So, like, aside from sleeping in the car, don't also use, it's not advisable for you to just bring out your phone and be using inside the car. Like, from the time they are picking you, they have started dissecting you. They have said, like, what can I do to this girl? What can I collect from this girl? This and that. A friend of mine had her phone stolen. Like, maybe she was going to work and maybe they've already cited her, like, oh, this kind of person that has money, or like that has something valuable that they can steal. From when they are picking you, they already know. So if you start bringing out all these things and like showing them that yes, you have it, like, some of them will make sure they don't even leave you until they take all those things. Another thing I noticed, or I've heard from different stories, is that nowadays it's not just men. You see, before, my mom used do advise me that any car that is just men that is inside the car, I should not enter. Any car that is just men and I am the only girl, I should not enter. Number one, self, naturally, self, I don't like when I enter the car, I'm in the middle and I'm the only girl, and then have guys beside me. I feel very unsafe and I feel like suffocated. I don't like entering any car that I'm in the middle of men for anything. For anything. So my mom normally advises me then that any car that I should first of all look at people inside the car before I enter the car. But I did that for a while. But anyways, nowadays it's not just men. Oh. It is not just men. God, women, to your own fellow women would also be inside this car. Like, sometimes a whole family, like maybe the son, the daughter, and even like the mom. Like, you see an elderly woman inside this car, and like, you think you're safe. You're not safe. Jesus, you are not safe. Like, the one that happened to my friend, an elderly woman was inside the car, and they were still able to snatch her belongings from her. So please don't say uh you saw elderly people inside the car, you saw an elderly woman inside there. Like, nowadays both women are doing the same bad things to their fellow women. Nobody is looking at anybody's face again. Like, I watched one video where it was even a woman that was cutting the girl's head off. I don't Please, let's just beware. Let's just beware. So another thing that you should also look out for is when you are inside the car and they suddenly start speaking languages. Sorry, Jesus. Now I don't even know how somebody can be saved, especially if it's a language you don't understand. That's why even if you enter the car, you should just pray, because at the end of the day, say it's God that is to save somebody. It's God that will save you. So you find out that they're in the car, and they start speaking languages. I think what you should even be doing is you should just be looking at the driver. Sometimes the driver might be looking at you through the rear view mirror and you might not even know. So just pay attention to the driver and then keep your ear, like pay attention to the people around you. Sometimes they might be speaking their language and also looking at you. So you have to take cautious note of all those things. Like, I don't know, definitely someone should not just have to like take all these precautions because I just want to go home. But the world is just getting bad every day. There's hardship, and some people have made it their lives goal to make even those that are already suffering to suffer more. So please, you need to take all these precautions. So another thing is this language thing. They start speaking their language and like planning. So you just take once they start speaking, that take note of those things. When they start speaking their language, take note if they are looking at you and speaking their language. If the driver is looking at you through the rearview mirror or any funny body movement, just take note of it. Just take note of it. That's the only thing that will help you. And at that point in time, you need to think fast. You need to think fast. Some of the things that have helped some people that I've listened, I've heard their stories is that um maybe they come up with that excuse that they forgot something and they need to calm down as soon as possible. And like when you're saying you need to calm down, don't be timid or shy. Like look them in the eyes. I forgot something. Okay, I need to calm down. Driver, calm down. And like that's why you need to check your window. You can wind down like who be come and help me open this door. Driver, stop. Like you can just alert, put your hand outside, alert somebody to come and help you to like maybe open the door or something. And like don't even do that. The driver will come down, open the door. No, even if you put your hand outside by yourself and open the door, open it or to wave somebody down and open the door. Please just do it for your own safety. Just come up with something. I forgot something. Driver, I need to come down. Say, no, no. I need to come down, driver. I will still give you your money. I need to come down. Come down and go your way. Like once you start being, I think they'll just maybe they might know that you've caught onto it, or they might say, this one is bad market. They will just drop for you. They'll just drop for you. Another of their techniques again is that they'll say, this road is blocked. We need to follow another route. That is one of their techniques. Follow another route for what? Don't follow another route. If you cannot follow the general route where everybody is following, that they will see you, that people will see you. Don't agree. You can't follow. I know I'm saying this because me, I can fall victim to such things because some driver will tell me, we need to follow. Oh, anywhere you want to follow as long as you take me to my house. But no, after I had this experience with those people, like it's not even long after I had this experience with those people, i started I started being very cautious. I started being very, very cautious. So another thing, they'll say they want to take another route. This route is there's hold up, or is longer, or there's delay, or they want to take another route so that they will look for passenger. Sister, they are going to go and pick up one of their members, one of their kidnapping members. And I know that it's very I know that it's very hard to say, or you know that it's very hard. I know that um even after all these things, like who they go still kidnap. But like you have to save yourself first. You have to even put in the effort to save yourself first before anything can even save. Because at the end of the day, it's not even God that will come and open the car door for you and push you out. You need to be cautious of all these things so that God will even help you, will even save you, will even save you from all these things. So please, you need to be cautious, like especially now because it is getting rampant, like it is becoming too much. It is becoming too much. Like in the space of a month, I've heard like 3 cases or 4 cases of this kidnapping and stealing of people's belongings. So please, we need to be safe. We need to be safe. Oh, both man, oh, both woman. Oh. We need to be safe. We need to be safe. And another thing I want to say is, if you have these encounters, please share your story. Share your story with young people, with even children, Share your story so that they will know. because a lot of people do not know these things. Like a lot of people do not have an idea that things like this are going on. So try and share your story with people. There's no need hiding it. It's not a thing of I'm ashamed or something. Share your story so that people can learn from it. Like if I didn't hear all those story about money in the boot, I'm sure that I would have fallen victim or something. So please try and share your own story. Oh my god, please share this video with anybody. Share this video. A lot of people need to hear this. A lot of people need to know all these things. Like people are bad. Like things are getting tougher in the world. So people are doing the worst just to get by. So please, I pray and I pray that a lot of people learn from my experiences and other people's experiences that I've shared today. I pray that a lot of people learn. I pray that a lot of people doesn't fall victims to these people's hands anymore. I pray that a lot of people are saved, and I pray that everybody is covered by the blood of Jesus, and like these people will not see market again in the name of Jesus. I pray, oh God, that this video reaches out to people that it needs to reach out, so that people can learn from this, because things are getting, it's really sad, it's really bad. People are losing their sisters, their brothers, their mothers, their loved ones. People are losing people at the hands of these people. So please share this video, please talk to people, please share your story, please advise somebody, just talk to people, create awareness, let people know this, let people know what to do in situations like this. Oh my god, I know I've spoken a lot, but please, this is really important to me. That's why I brought it here. Anyways, I am glad that I was able to do this. Thank you so much for watching. Until my next video. Okay, let me say the popular. I will start posting regularly, hopefully. But please like this video, share the word, spread the word, share this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.